Hello, OtherWorld Events people. It's Derek. Sorry for the lack of updates for the last while. My last update, I believe, was right before I left on my trip to Boise, which I'm sure many of you are like, WTF, why has he not posted anything pretty much since then? Well, got back from that, was a little worn out from the trip. I didn't feel like really doing anything, and then work kicked into overdrive, and I've been busy with that. Today I have a random day off, so I'm like, oh great, I'll work on the video. So here I am, give you guys an update about my trip and some other things for the future. So I'll talk about when I first got there to Boise on Sunday. This was last month, in the middle of the month. I went to an airsoft event. I was invited by Sunday Airsoft. It's a group. And they were collaborating with a couple of other airsoft groups in the area to hold a little fun little event. I didn't participate personally in that, but I watched, and I had a lot of fun watching. These guys are really into it, crawling around and running through bushes and shooting each other, and those little BBs hurt. Like, I got pegged by one just standing there. Again, you know, I'm all marked up and have my hands on my head, things like that, so people don't shoot me and all that, but I still got pegged by a stray bullet, and they definitely didn't feel very good, but I mean, not anything past, you know, you can't tolerate. But definitely was a lot of fun watching people participate in that. I was able to meet a lot of the airsoft community people that I've been talking to, and get some business cards, get a little bit of feedback from them, and they were pretty excited about seeing the potential of OtherWorld events and what could be brought to that area for them. That Monday, I went to meet with CSHQA, which is a design and planning firm. Sat down and talked with two of their members, which, let me pull out their business cards that I was in contact with. One of them was an architecture, and one of them was a landscape architecture. Both of them were very knowledgeable in being able to help, because, you know, OtherWorld events, when I start building things or design the property how I want to lay it out, I mean, I just can't put things down wherever I'd like. It has to be structured and with a plan in mind to ensure that I don't lay a line somewhere for electricity, water, or otherwise, and then realize, oh crap, I have to tear that out because this needs to go there instead. What this design firm is going to help me do, and it's going to be well worth the cost, again, it's out of my own pocket, it's not going to be drawn out of the fundraiser funds, is that by paying them to help plan out my site in stages. So for example, you know, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So it's like, okay, stage 1, I have this much money, I can complete stage 1. We can go in, we can build it and put it down. What they're going to help me do is that for the future stages, they figure out where all future lines can go, how future buildings can be set up, and how we can develop the site according to what our needs are, according to how much money we have at the time. So by doing this, again, we avoid future confusion, and also it gives us a better plan and ability to utilize that space that we have for when we actually need it and not have to worry about doing things prematurely. They've done projects like this before all over the Northwest. They're very knowledgeable, and they were very helpful in being able to help me figure out exactly what I needed to do as well in terms of looking for a property. And all in all, it was a great experience. The people I talked to were very excited to be able to work with OtherWorld Events to bring an event venue such as this to the Boise area, because they absolutely concurred that, you know, the Northwest needs an event venue like this. They didn't have any doubts in their mind that, you know, that something like this would be very popular in that area. Of course, that's just from what they've seen in their personal opinion. We don't know until actually, you know, try to set up the business there. But again, I wouldn't be doing all this if I wasn't extremely confident in the capability of this business and being able to succeed. So that was good. I also met with Boy Scouts of America, or a representative. It turns out it actually was a friend of mine from like 10 years ago that I just got in re-contact because I was scrolling through the Boy Scout system. I'm like, hey, I know that guy. You know, like, where did I know that guy from? And we were able to reconnect, and I told him about what I'm trying to do, and he's like, heck yeah, Boy Scouts would totally love another, you know, a place to be able to camp and things like that. And So he's gonna be spreading the word and just kind of putting out feelers and see what they can do. Obviously, you know, Boy Scouts, it's a non-profit organization. They themselves can't donate, but that doesn't mean that individual members of that organization can't donate themselves. So that went really well. I also met with my new tax consultant. I actually spent, when I got back, I spent a day compiling a list of, it turns out I can, there's a tax, I can do a tax write-off for my business for almost all my expenses that I've done so far. I mean, not all of it, but I mean, it helps. And I can also do it for anything that I've spent for up to 6 months to a year beforehand. So I'm like, awesome, you know, I've spent quite a bit of money, and I would love to be able to get some of that back to keep putting, you know, back into the business or in whatever way I can. You know, I don't know how all that crap works. That's why I hired this guy. I don't know, you know, anything about taxes and business taxes and stuff like that. But I'm trying really hard, and so I sent him that information. He's going to get back to me on that, and he's gonna take care of all that for me. It was kind of funny when I initially sat down with him. He was kind of looking at me like, "Who are you? Why are you here?" And then by the end of it, he totally was on board. Was very excitable about the project. He was recommended to me by Cindy Morello, which is one of my is my business lawyer, and they know each other. They work well together. So it's about building these connections block upon block of people who know and relate to each other. That's going to make this succeed. You get people together that know each other, that want to help each other succeed. We're going to guarantee success with that. So he was totally on board, super excited to work with us. I also met with my business plan writer that I contacted to write a business plan for me. Just he had a lot of real life issues. When I was in Boise, I sat down and talked to him like, "Hey man, what's going on? Where's my business plan? What's been happening?" He was straightforward with me. He explained to me what happened. I'm like, "Okay, buddy, that's totally fine. I understand. You know, real life gets in the way." And we wrote out a contract that if he doesn't have it done by a certain time, that he will refund me the money that I paid for him to be able to do that. But you know, again, you know, I totally trust him. Again, he was somebody else that was recommended to me, and you know, so hopefully we'll see that. If not, then I'll have to try to find somebody else to be able to write that business plan. But you know, it's one of those things that, you know, life sometimes gets in the way. I can't plan for everything. But again, he was a great guy. I enjoyed talking with him. He was very interested about OtherWorld Events. Let's see. Then that Thursday night, I met with a lot of event coordinators and event helpers and event people for the EDM scene, music festivals and things like that, and a few other organizations. It actually was quite a gathering. It was like more people than I originally thought. It was like 10 or 15 people, like 10, well, more like 10, probably about 10 people that showed up. We met at one of the locals' houses there, and it was really good. We talked for like an hour and a half. I tried to record it. I got the first 20 minutes of it, and then for some reason my camera turned off. So I will be trying to get that 20 minutes up unedited, or maybe a little edited, just kind of depends. But the presentation with them went great. They were all very, very excited about the possibilities. And when I actually asked for feedback, I got feedback. It was amazing. Most people, when I ask for feedback, they really don't give me anything past than generics or things that I already don't know or I'm already trying to plan for. So it was really great to be able to talk with them, hear the research that they've done, and the things that they've tried, and letting me know about certain situations, about certain places I should try to avoid. And it was just really, really great all around, and I really am appreciative to them for giving me such active feedback. And again, I'm going to be communicating with them as much as I can, again, to make sure that I'm going to be fulfilling my promises and obligations, not only to them, but to the other groups that I currently have. And I know I've been getting more and more people coming up. It's like, "Oh, I know about this group and this group and this group," and it's gotten to the point where it's like I can't, you got to have some leeway. You have to be my spokesman of some of these people, and also I can't wait anymore for organizations. I waited just because, again, I want to get more people on board, but I can only wait so long, which is why I am again going to be launching the crowd fundraiser in mid-March, and it's going to run from mid-March to mid-April. For that crowd fundraiser, which again we're going to try to raise $200,000 at least, which again I'm extremely confident we're going to be able to meet that goal, if not exceed it. And again, as I was discussing with the EDM group, the more money that we're able to raise with that fundraiser, the more flexibility we're going to have in being able to purchase an event site. Because again, if we just meet just the bare minimum, I mean, there's only so much I can do with that money. I mean, it still will go a long ways for what we're looking for. But again, the more money we have, the more flexibility in being able to choose a property with trees, with water access, the amount of acreage we can have, and again, for the initial development costs, what we can put up immediately and what we have to put on the back burner. So really excited. They were really excited. I got strong support from them. I mean, everyone I talked to was really supportive and wanting to pitch in and help any way they can. And again, reaching out to all of you, I would like to start asking you guys, please start sharing these videos on your Facebooks, any group connections that you know. Just because, again, the more people we get on board with this, the easier time that we're all going to have being able to make this dream a reality for all of us of having a property we can go to and enjoy our fun activities. Again, I can only do so much social networking myself. I mean, I post this on my Facebook. I post this in several different groups on that. And I know for some of you it's like, but we all know the same people. We all know the same friends. It's like, well, I'm not always friends with all of your friends. So I mean, please share the video or link it to them. You don't have to make a Facebook post, but if you just know a couple people that if you just link it to directly, I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean, I'm asking for all of your help for being able to start getting the word out about the crowd fundraiser, and again, for all of you to start getting ready for that, because when that hits, I am absolutely 100% going to need every single one of you to be pounding your mouse and keyboards and getting that information out and letting people know, because how a crowd fundraiser is successful is typically, if a fundraiser is going to be successful within the first 2 weeks of it. If it lags or slogs after 3 weeks and we haven't gotten 50% or more, typically it's going to fail and it's not going to succeed. There's still some cases where it can succeed, but again, what most research has shown is that if by the end of week 2, the beginning of week 3, if you haven't gotten over 50%, very unlikely that the Kickstarter will not succeed. Or fundraiser, I'm not using Kickstarter. So again, get ready, prep yourselves, start saving those pennies. I know I have. I've been saving as much as I can into my savings account for being able to, for when the business starts, for being able to build structures and get people paid and do things immediately. And again, for you guys to be able to earn those rewards for donating, again, you need to save those pennies up, because there's going to be some great rewards out there, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it. Again, with that 10% discount belt flag that you guys get that I showed in my Chaos Wars presentation, if you donate for that, that's about at least $100 tier. Again, I'm still fine-tuning a lot of these tier options, but that's probably going to be at least $100 tier option. So just so you guys are aware of that. There's going to be options ranging from $5 up to $1,000 or so. I mean, obviously I don't expect you guys to spend $1,000, but again, it's about catering to those people that if they want that capacity to give that much, that I'm catering to that option. So again, thank you all for your support. It means so much to me. We've come so far. We've been working on this for so long. Please continue pushing forward, spreading the word, and let's make this a great success. All right, thank you guys. Have a great one. Bye.